Alright guys, welcome back to VALORANT News. Master Shanghai now done and dusted. Big questions being raised as to what is going to happen with these teams once the Stage 2 split gets back underway very shortly indeed. Boostio with some big thoughts on this new NRG roster, saying that he does not agree at all with getting rid of Demon1 from that team. Of course, the man that Boostio won the World Championship with on Evil Geniuses last season. He reckons that somebody else, namely Victor, should have been got instead, and this new NRG team is never going to reach the heights they would have been capable of had they made a different decision. Very much interested your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. I would greatly appreciate it. First of all, a couple of things here on Abyss. This seems to be a new agent teaser. Kind of tough to say exactly what it is or when it's going to come out or whatever. But yeah, this seems to be what's going on here on Abyss that people have spotted. A couple of other things as well on this map. I think this is pretty funny to see that where this bomb site is located, there are some possible very entertaining 1v1 options here as, well, we get the example from the Rays and we throw the satchel in and then he flies off the map. So that is one thing to look for. There was also this that was spotted. You can use Wingman to go and plant the spike here, but you've got to give him enough runway. Like if you do what Curry tries to do here, which is go and plant the spike there from this angle, then Wingman will just jump off the map because he doesn't have the runway to actually build up the momentum. So yeah, he can make a mistake here. You've got to be quite careful if you want to make this work. Also, speaking of Abyss coming into the map pool, this is the new map, and then a couple of maps are gone. Breeze is gone, Split is gone, and then Haven is back in, right? So that's happening basically now. Tomorrow, we're going to get the official update. Split and Breeze gone, Haven and Abyss, the two maps into the pool, which obviously is going to be a big deal because the pros have to learn Abyss fast, and whatever's going to happen to Haven to get back to where they want to be. Of course, Shanghai is now over. Lots of reaction, and understandably, to the event that Gen.G went on to win. Fnatic, of course, bowed out earlier than they would have liked to. Leaf is now back, and obviously it's not far away from the start of Split 2 around the world as well. There was also this that was said here by Lakia, that he caught COVID while he was in China. Didn't take any tests, but, you know, the symptoms matched exactly, so that's what he thinks he had. But he said that he was, like, really unwell, and, again, had a big fever. He's still, like, not being, you know, not feeling great, and still won, despite being very unwell. So, genuinely incredible, I think, what the Gen.G guys went through out there for weeks, and then still managed to win the event. That actually includes this story, because there was a rumor going around during the event, and I think understandably, that there was some friction between the Chinese domestic teams and Gen.G. We know the Gen.G China drama. I don't want to get into it again. You know, we saw it on the crowd, of course, in the grand finals, and we saw it when, let's say, Texture was playing ranked while he was out there in China. But apparently the Chinese teams were the ones that were scrimming them, which honestly does, to be fair, make sense, because there was a rumor that, oh, like, Gen.G were getting blacklisted by the domestic Chinese team, so there wasn't really much practice they could actually get. But also, if you are a domestic Chinese team, why would you not play basically the best team in the world to get better practice, right? That's perfect opportunity. So, yeah, actually, Meteor says, we wanted to practice, we got errors when trying other servers, but VPN just reformats the PC after a reboot. I think there was even some talk from some other guys on the team that they will say more once the event is over on exactly what's happened in China, so looking forward to seeing maybe more on that. But yeah, the feeling was that some of the Chinese teams and those that flew in for the tourney would practice. There were rumors that DRX scrimmed Gen.G as well by going on VPNs, so you know, maybe it's not necessary, maybe it is, but apparently that happened as well. But yeah, Chinese teams helped us out, a few of them excluding FPX. In the end, we got less than 10 scrims in though and still played ranked. So some Chinese teams did help them, which was cool to see, but largely they couldn't get as much practice as they really wanted in, so they just ended up playing ranked play, and that is effectively how they prepared for their matches, and well, in hindsight it worked out all rather well. It's interesting as well to compare some of the runs, because I know Willminder was looking at how Fnatic, when they went, you know, back-to-back grand finals last year, they were dominating the regular season at the same time, whereas Gen.G, it's not quite been the same story, right? Like, they've gone from crushing it on LAN, like at least at the actual event itself, but then online they've been very much up and down. You know, they lost to RRQ, losing to T1, so you know, mixed results, but when it matters, they're able to like seriously lock in. We also saw this from Stax, former DRX player, now he's on T1. Apparently he's going to be with that team for some time, so they're very much committed, T1, to Stax and his future in the team. we're pretty sure that Carpe will probably just step away as the IGL and Sax will now be that. But I guess time will tell because they've not yet officially confirmed what the plan there is going to be. But wanted to share what Boostio had to say on this NRG lineup, right? Because there's big talking points lately on how it's going to be when the season gets back underway. How are NRG going to do? They play Sentinels not that long from today. Boostio was with Demon1, was with Ethan last year on that Evil Geniuses roster that ended up winning the World Championship. The question was, would this new NRG team actually work? The NRG team they put together at the start of the season, Marv, Victor, Crashies, Ethan of course, and Demon1, was a team high on firepower, no doubt about it. Lots of firepower, but some risk, high upside, high risk. Where's the in-game leadership? Is the team going to work? Is the chemistry going to work? What does the agent meta look like? Can Demon1 keep up the levels he was at last year with an entirely different system? There were big questions about this. Is Ethan going to IGL on a good enough level, right? Is he going to be able to do what Boostio did or what FNS might potentially do? There was serious risk involved, but at the same time, there was also serious upside if it actually ended up working out in their favor. But it didn't. So this is what Boostio says.
That's anyone being a bench? I don't know. We'll see.
How about one?
I mean, it makes. I mean, for how he was playing, it definitely makes sense that they chose to bench him. But I don't think in the long run that's the best idea. I would have benched Victor over Demon1.
Pre-fire one-tapped me.
If I was them. I think if you actually want a championship, you have to have Demon1 on that roster. It's troll that they don't. I know he's not playing very, he didn't play very well, and, kickoff split, whatever, won. But, for them, they just don't have enough, firepower. NRG is, they have, FNS, one of the best IGLs, but, their firepower is super weak.
Alright, let's go fight Char.
They all, it's all of NRG just have negative aura. They don't have, the Aspas. They just don't have, they don't have, the Aspas, the Demon1, the Cryo. You need someone with that aim to win a championship.
Marshall?
They might make champs, but they will never beat one of these very good teams. There's just no way.
So what do you guys think of this team? Because I'm inclined to agree with Boostio's assessment in some part. I do feel like this new NRG roster is a less risky option in some sense. I think you can be relatively confident this team is going to be good. But whether this team is going to be great or even legendary levels, that is another debate. Bringing FNS in, I think you know what you're going to get from him. You know what he's going to bring out of the rest of the team. But as Boostio says, do you have the firepower to really go all the way? Ethan stepping back into his role, FNS has taken over the in-game leadership. Is it just FNS and friends nowadays? It's a big debate that's going down. But Victor and Crashies have been a duo for some time. It doesn't seem like they're going to go away, certainly because Chet, of course, is here as the head coach. But Boostio's argument is they should have kept Demon1. Now, it's always easy to say that from the outside. From the inside, who knows what actually was happening there, right? Was there big drama between Demon1 and one of these guys? Ethan made it quite clear on Twitter a while ago where he said straight up, good players, bad team, right? So the feeling was that maybe something internally, chemistry or whatever, had broken beyond repair. And therefore, the idea of keeping Demon1 potentially got to the point of being rather untenable. So maybe they had to do this in some respects. But if that wasn't the case, then keeping Demon1 over Victor and then changing the roles around to make it work would have given the team more firepower, in theory, despite, FNS, of course, coming back into the roster. It just feels to me that getting rid of Marv and getting rid of Demon1 for FNS and Som is a risky move in terms of what happens at the absolute top level, because maybe this is an argument, and this is one thing that could happen, that Chet is sitting there thinking, alright, that this is a pretty dire situation with the roster they previously had. You bring in this roster, and it maybe steadies the ship to some degree, but do they quite have the absolute upside, the firepower to win a championship? Quite possibly not. That is the opinion of Boostio, that you need a cryo, as he says from his own team. You need a texture, for example, from Gen.G. You need a, Demon1 would be one example of just a phenomenal talent that you potentially need at the absolute top level. So we'll see. Do NRG get better on this change? Probably yes. But the big talk would be when they actually end up going to, if they do qualify, let's say, for the World Championship, can they replicate that success there? And can they really take it to the top dogs? you know, do they have the firepower in, let's say, a TENS, for example, that Sentinels do? That is a question right now. But very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comments below. Gen.G, by the way, are now 10-1 at international VCT tournaments this year in Madrid and in Shanghai. The only team they've lost to is Sentinels. So, yeah, we'll see if Sentinels, of course, can get back to the World Championship. So just to look at when NRG get back underway here, Sentinels play NRG June the 23rd. That is the big date. NRG play Sen, G2, Crew, and Cloud9 in this stage. And because of the way things went, of course, at the Masters Shanghai, with only a couple of these teams even picking up points going into it, it's still all to play for come the World Championship qualification, right? If we just look at these were the number of points accrued during stage 1, so 100T got 9, G2 got 6, Lev got 6 as well, so it's absolutely all to play for in terms of champs qualification. Like, there is no guarantees really at this point that anyone in specific is actually going to be making it, despite Sentinel's massive early season success. But very much intrigued to your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, take care, and I'll see you next time.